The attack rat says, my parents are exactly like that. I've been outed to them multiple times, and each time they're equally as surprised. So every day is just a new day. Attack rat, they're queer. Can't believe this. And 2 days later, you're queer. I can't believe this. It's like being completely in denial, or trying or believing that you can solve your problems. If that's a problem to them, I don't know how conservative they are. It's like Groundhog Day. But if that's a problem to them, to many conservatives, you know, having queer children is a problem, having a cheating spouse or wife is a problem, or husband, not spouse. Having a cheating spouse is also a problem. And like you see, they see that, and like one of the ways of like trying to fix that problem is just to ignore it. And I do believe that's part of the conservative mindset, right? Well, it's part of the authoritarian mindset. That's absolutely a part of it. We did the political compass not long ago, and one of the questions of the political compass is to see if you're authoritarian or not. And let me just find. I'll just find that question, because I think it's important. Maybe this will be a segment if I can get my thoughts clear. I'm gonna close this ad. Fuck ads. Here, when you're troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. And the reason why are they asking this on a political compass test? Why are they asking that? Why would not think about what your problems and just keep up with busy, cheerful things? Why would that have to do with left or right, or authoritarian and libertarian? Can I have some guesses in chat? Let's see if chat is smart, because this is going to be a YouTube segment. And so I want to show YouTube that my chat is really, really big brain. And I want to let YouTube know that my chat knows why this, when you are troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things, is either an authoritarian or a libertarian thing, or a left or right wing thing. If you can't answer the question, you'll be a disgrace, and YouTube will know that they need to go to Twitch to use their big brains. Go ahead, chat. Don't be afraid of embarrassing yourself. What's most embarrassing is to not answer the question at all. There you go. Okay. I'll take Rivers of Bile's answer, even though it was before I even asked the question, as an answer. Chat is clueless. Yeah, 10H Townie is also right to keep us distracted from the problems existent in the system. It's fine of having things that bring us joy, but hiding the problem isn't fine. The attack rat says, while the right is more concerned with traditionalism, hence Trump's 2016 slogan, "Make America Great Again," but they ignore what's bad about the past, I guess. That's not too bad either. I think one of the reasons, and that's my answer, and I could still also be wrong. I like Rivers of Biles, what they said, though it's like, it was before I asked the question. A lot of conservatism truly is just keeping up the appearance of a world in constant and self-perpetuating idyllic stagnation. It's ignoring change, because giving credence to change might actually manifest it in a way. You know, you see things changing, but if you keep yourself blind to the changes, they might not actually be there. Because things change only when you acknowledge them, in a way. You think gay people only started like existing in the 70s? No, gay people have always existed. It's just that at one point we stopped closing our eyes to gay people. And same goes for trans people. We stopped closing our eyes to trans people in 2016 or something. But still some people try to close their eyes to it. So not thinking about it is also not acknowledging the existence or the political relevance of it. But I do believe, however, that's more of an authoritarian trait. To when you're troubled, you don't think about your troubles. You keep yourself busy with more cheerful things. Because when you don't think about the troubles that afflict your life or your community or your broader society, then you're leaving those problems to be solved by people higher than you, by the government, by the alt Miss Frizzle. I missed the question. Lol, bad chatter. People on YouTube watching this segment, please become a chatter. These motherfuckers, they don't pay attention. The question was, when you are troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. And it's on the political compass. And one might ask, why the fuck is this political? But when you try to not think of the things that trouble you, you're basically leaving that up to someone above you, right? You're leaving that the solutions to be enacted, or at least that problem to be analyzed by other people other than you. Meaning you delegate your power as a citizen to criticize, or to for social criticism, but also for advocating for changes, for advocating for different things. You leave that up to the people up, that are above you. And that's inherently authoritarian. And I think that's the kind of thing that you see a lot with conservatives, who some may argue that it's a authoritarian ideology. If you don't like something, just don't think about it. It will work out for itself. You don't have to worry about it. Perhaps someone above you is going to fix it for you, whether it be the president, whether it be God, whether it be your pastor. I don't fucking know. And you better keep your mind, keep busy with more cheerful things, as the quote says, because recognizing it might make it worse. Recognizing the problem may make it worse. Recognizing that your child is gay might embolden your child to be gay. So just ignore it. Recognizing that your child is trans will do the same. So just ignore that. Just don't think about it. Recognizing that your husband or your wife is cheating on you. If you recognize that, that's problems. Don't think about it. Just keep doing your little things. Try to be cheerful with what you have. Oh, if you think Black people are saying that they're not treated equally, no, keep your mind busy with other things, right? That's trouble. Why can't we just do our little things? Why can't we just continue going on in our lives? So the not thinking about it, at least to me, is an extremely authoritarian perspective, and a conservative one. Let's read what people do. What do people think about this? Graph8299 says, well, to make things better and recognize that there are problems required one to believe that things are not good enough to right now. Conservatism would prefer things to as they are, which is a direct contradiction to want to make things better. Exactly. You don't want to recognize social problems, because recognizing social problems requires you to do progress, or at least to change things. Conservatism doesn't want to change things. If they want to change things, they want to, bring them back to how they were before, at least in its ideology. So you don't want to recognize problems. The only problems that you're willing to recognize are the ones that affect, that you believe came from the progress, right? Like damn Bud Light and their trans branding or whatever. That's the problem. That's the social issue really at hand here, right? You're not going to think about any other social issues than the ones that might be going too far, like Bud Light, or I don't know what else. The M&M people. Oh yeah, Black people are killed more by the cops than proportionately than anyone, but that's an easy thing. Like you don't have to look into that. Like they just have to stop doing crime. But Bud Light, have you seen it? Ugh. But these other social issues, that's no problem. Trans people being discriminated against and not like their rights are not recognized. No, it's okay. We can keep things as they are. But have you seen the Eminem person that they changed? The Eminem woman that they changed to make her less sexy? That's the issue. Yeah, 100%. I think this is also a result of Protestant work ethic, working through pain. It will work out, etc. Yeah, just keep your head down. Don't think too much about it. Just work. Just if you work hard enough, things will be fine. All right. Don't think too much about it. We read Who Moved My Cheese, a self-help capitalist book about not thinking too much about your problems, just doing what you need to do. Don't think too much about the changes that are happening. Just do what you need to do, and things will be fine. Frizzle says, my husband was incarcerated, and working through your struggles was heavily pushed on to him as a coping mechanism. That is something he struggles with to this day. Oh, so you mean working through your struggle just doesn't work? Just ignoring the sources of your issues and just ignoring them and just keep on, I don't know, treading or whatever. That doesn't work. Who would have thought? Who would have believed it? Yeah, recognizing things is like the gateway to unhappiness. Yeah, exactly. Frizzle. It's the kind of thing that you don't want to talk about. That's the interesting thing. All right, to add to examples, I've been using these same examples of like how ignoring things, at least to many conservatives, is a good thing. But there's also other things. Being pregnant out of wedlock is the kind of thing that is taboo and you don't want to talk about in conservative households. You know, abortions. If you have an abortion, you don't want to talk about it. It's just, you know, you'll have your daughter get an abortion as a conservative, but you won't talk about it for obvious reasons. You're going to not talk about pregnancy very often, especially when it's out of wedlock. That's a bit more traditional, but yeah, those are also the kind of things that you don't talk about, that you just ignore. Sometimes when you have a son or a daughter or just a child, or I don't like child because child sounds like they're children, but you have your offspring, let's say, who struggles with addiction. If you have more conservative parents, they'll ignore that. You know, they might even. I remember talking to some more conservative, a lot older folks, and when they talk about their children, they talk about all of them except for one, because one of them had addiction problems, and they just not disowned him, but they just don't mention him. He's not in their lives anymore, because it's better to ignore that problem than to address it and recognizing the social roots of that problem. Yeah, that's true, Frizzle. I've heard that as well. In my experience in a conservative household, the mother may even help the daughter get an abortion to save them from their conservative father. This kind of thing that you don't talk about. And the father might even know, but it's better to not even address it, right? Because it's better to be in ignorance than to actually acknowledge it. I can maybe not in your case there, in your experience, but I can see a conservative father knowing that his daughter is pregnant, and the mother's like, all right, we'll get an abortion, and the father does as if he doesn't know, feigns as if he doesn't know. Because often recognizing a problem is recognizing it to be true, but a lot of the conservative mindset is about reputation as well, right? Your honor, your blood and honor. That's what conservatives is about a lot. So your honor is linked to, is your daughter a good daughter? Right? So if your daughter is queer, no, she's not. Because if she's queer, that affects your honor and your, reputation to other conservatives around you. So no, she's not queer. No, my son, no, not trans. What's trans anyway?